On April 12, 2015, Jordan Spieth completed one of the most spectacularly brilliant performances in golf history. Age 21, Spieth not only won the Masters, he controlled the tournament from start to finish, becoming the first wire-to-wire victor at Augusta National since Raymond Floyd in 1976, and tying the record score of 18 under, having set new benchmarks through 36 and 54 holes. The young Texan's success 12 months after he had finished second on debut at the same event represented the most eye-catching breakthrough success in a major since Tiger Woods' 1997 Masters triumph. And while it took Woods more than 2 years to register a second win in one of golf's premier stroke play events, Spieth took his next opportunity just 10 weeks later, courtesy of a dramatic US Open victory at Chambers Bay. In the immediate aftermath of that tournament, it seemed reasonable to assume Spieth, the youngest player to win 2 majors since the great Gene Sarazen in 1922, would end up with 8, 10, or maybe even 15 to his name. His putting was demonstrably better than any of his peers, while he also boasted incredible self-belief and had already proven himself more than capable of delivering under pressure when so many others often faltered. Spieth continued to excel in the remainder of 2015 after coming agonizingly close to completing the third leg of an unprecedented calendar Grand Slam, and he finished one shot outside a playoff in the Open at St. Andrews. He finished second in the US PGA Championship to round off a stunning year in the majors. Victory in the Tour Championship followed, and he ended the campaign as the FedEx Cup winner, world number 1, and the PGA Tour Player of the Year. With that in mind, it's hard to explain how the same man now sits 56th in the world rankings during top-level sports enforced hiatus, with no win to his name for almost 3 years and precious few meaningful challenges for titles in the same period. Any lover of golf will be familiar with its maddening ups and downs. There are a few other sports where competitors, even at the elite level, experience such wildly fluctuating fortunes from week to week and even from day to day. Examine the leaderboard of any recent PGA or European Tour event and you'll see countless examples of players shooting 66 one day and 75 the next, or vice versa. For those of us less talented, the scores may be higher, but the underlying principle remains. One weekend is brightened by a promising round of 82, the next as good as ruined by a 96. Continuing the theme, it's far from uncommon for someone to miss the cut in a succession of events before returning a top 10 finish, maybe even a win out of nowhere. The list of those who have endured prolonged dips in form or sudden bursts of glory is a lengthy one. Even so, few golfing slumps in recent decades can have been more surprising or unexpected than Spieth's current slide. Many will point to the aura-shattering experience of the 2016 Masters, when a shocking collapse from 5 clear with 9 to play enabled Danny Willett to claim victory as a significant factor. However, Spieth was back in the winner's circle the following month, triumphing at the Dean and DeLuca Invitational, and the demons of his Masters meltdown looked to have been exorcised in 2017, when he gave up a 3-shot lead in the final round at the Open at Royal Birkdale, only to bounce back in sensational fashion, rescuing an unlikely bogey from the wildest of drives at 13th, and then playing the next 4 holes in 5 under to deny Matt Kuchar. That third major title helped Spieth end the year second in the rankings. Yeah, but it's been downhill ever since. 3 third-place finishes, 2 of which came in majors, represent his best efforts over the last 2 completed seasons. Prior to the suspension of this year's golfing calendar, Spieth's 5 starts in 2020 yielded inauspicious results. 1 tie for 9th, 1 missed the cut, and 3 placing between 55th and 59th. Asked for his thoughts on Spieth's lack of recent success, Chris DeMarco, a 3-time major runner-up who famously came second to Woods at Augusta 15 years ago, told Stats Perform, "It's confidence, there's no doubt about it." He was on a high. He was also arguably for 3 years maybe the best putter ever, and that's hard to keep up. It's hard to maintain that. When every putt doesn't go in the hole like you're used to seeing, you're not going to win as much, and then when that happens, your confidence goes down a little bit, and now all of a sudden, instead of contending for tournaments, you're trying to make cuts, and you're trying to get yourself into contention. It'll come back. He has to let it happen. He has to get that confidence back. He has to stop listening to everybody and just go, back to what Jordan knows makes Jordan the best, and then go on from there. As the wait for the first major of this decade continues, nostalgia has been the order of the day for many sports fans, with multiple great deeds of past years having been revisited in the absence of live action. Still only 26, Spieth already has a back catalog of glorious triumphs worthy of prolonged reflection. 5 years on from his majestic major breakthrough, he'll hope it's not long before he can once again shine on the biggest stages.